What's going on, guys? It's your boy Worthy Prince coming at ya with another Lords Mobile video, and in today's video, guys, I'm going to be giving you a general overview of how my free-to-play journey is going in Lords Mobile. That's right, guys, 40 days ago now, just over a month, I set up a new account and a brand new guild in Kingdom 1815. Well, it's been 40 days and I've been grinding the account every day, so I'm going to go through exactly where my account sits right now, how I've managed to get to where I'm at, and just to give you guys an update, really. So as you can see, I'm starting off here by showing you these Blackwing chests that I just opened, and really this kind of segues into my first kind of topic, something that's really helped me out a lot when it comes to progressing my free-to-play account, and that is doing hell events. So hell events don't seem to be that great. People kind of turn their nose up at them a little bit sometimes because the rewards aren't that great, and generally speaking they're not. But what I will say is I have been doing quite a few of these hell events over the last 7 or 8 days, and I've been able to get some pretty good rewards, including plenty of legendary jewel chests and lots of gear chests and gems. And although most of the time the geared chests don't really drop too much, every now and then you will get a pretty good drop. And as you can see here, we opened up 8 Blackwing chests and we got a gold legendary glowing eye. Does that mean that opening them up in 8s is the way forward? Absolutely not. The drop rate is the drop rate, and we just got lucky today when we opened these. So fantastic progress about to be made on the dragon's talons. But yeah, I also got a gold bloodsucker the other day as well, so I mean, you know, they do drop from time to time. Okay, so 40 million might, 40 days in. Let's take a look over the account and see what's been done so far. So if we take a look, first of all, you can see I've managed to save up 190,000 gems. I've been very frugal with my gems. I don't really want to use them unless I really have to. I'm trying to save those up as much as I possibly can. Having a good gem count on a free-to-play account is very, very helpful in the long run. Now you can currently see I'm VIP 12. It says 39 consecutive logins, but at 3 o'clock today it will reset to 40 consecutive logins. So yeah, today is day 40. Now obviously if you're a free-to-play player, getting the VIP up is helpful because it means you get to open all the guild gifts and stuff with just one button press, which is very, very nice. It saves a lot of time. Now I did get some VIP gifted to me from some of my guild members, which is why I was able to push up my VIP so much. If you're in a guild where you're not really getting any guild gifts or anything, then you might struggle to get to VIP 12 within 40 days, but it is still something you should definitely strive towards getting done. I think I did use some gems in the early part to get the VIP up a little bit, and then the final bits have been helped with some of the guild members here. So obviously I'll be transparent with what's been given to the account as we go through this, okay? But now, so let's go into the store first of all here and see first purchase bonus. Of course, no packs have been purchased on this account, so of course essentially we are a free to play account, so that's extremely good. Okay, so let's go take a look at the heroes. You can see here, this is where my heroes are looking right now. In fact, at the 40-day reset, which is going to be happening in only a few hours time, we will be taking Trickster up to gold grade. So I'm going to have a gold grade Trickster today. This is very important, especially when I start hitting level 9 and level 10 researches, because we want to take that research speed boost from 10% all the way up to 25%. We're going to get an extra 15%, which is extremely helpful. So you can see here that I've leveled up Scarlet Bolt a little bit because she gives a construction speed boost, which is helpful. And we've also got some heroes I've leveled primarily to help with the hero stages, but of course later on we'll upgrade some of the ones which are more important for war, which will be like Rose Knight, Child of Light, Tracker, Oathkeeper, Demon Slayer, Snow Queen. Those kind of heroes are going to be the ones we will prioritize, but I think it's important for a free-to-play player to prioritize their admin heroes initially, which is why we're going to be focusing on Trickster, and we're super close to actually getting him up to gold grade. So that'll be happening a little bit later on today, okay? The research on my free-to-play account is looking pretty good. The military, we're getting up to level 9s now, which is nice. Level 8 across defense, 8 across health, and level 7s across the army ones. I've not been using my techno labs, my free-to-play techno labs, 51 techno labs currently. I am just going to keep building those up and saving them for the moment, because I'm not really thinking about using those for the big 3 down here. If anything, I'm going to use those for maybe the furious ones down the bottom, possibly even going into some of the counter boosts And I think in upgrade military down here, some of the subsidies can get quite costly when you're doing this later on. Quite a lot of days for some of these level 9s and 10s down here in the subsidies, which are very important to do. So we may be using some of our techno labs for that one. We're certainly in no rush to open up tier 4s, so I can just take my time with that. My monster hunt tree is looking really good, level 8s and 9s across the board. So yeah, we're getting closer and closer to being able to open up monster hunt level 5, which is really good. Like I say, I've done some of the upgrade military. I mean, I took up some of the T3 subsidies to level 7, but it actually gets quite costly after this point, so I've kind of like stalled that off a little bit at the moment. Economy, again, we've put work into economy, so we're getting ever so closer to potentially opening up tier 4, and it's not going to be long before we actually get that done. So yeah, that's something really exciting to look forward to. Army leadership, I've done enough to get down and open up my initial phalanxes, which is what I felt was important to start with. Of course, we will go down and do a lot of these admin ones, which are very, very important, and then eventually come down and open up the wedges, and of course open up more of these army stats down here too. And again, techno labs may come in handy when it comes to opening up things like bigger army 3 and all of the debuffs down here. So again, another reason why I'm saving those techno labs and not actually using them off the rip. Not really touched much in military command yet. There's no real need to push into there. So then again, nothing on familiars yet, nothing on familiar battles. So yeah, we're not doing any of that stuff. No defense. We're just doing the stuff that's actually important right now for the account. So you can see here we also have our new Panda Sanctuary. Of course, a very important part of the free-to-play account is getting your Panda Sanctuary up and running as soon as possible. And you can do this via the new Panda event. The new collaboration with the pandas is up, and there is a bunch of cool stuff in here. In fact, there's a bunch of good stuff you can get for free-to-play players in here, including speed-ups, embers, and most importantly, pandas. So make sure you do grab your pandas, guys, because no turf would be complete without having a little Panda Sanctuary inside your turf. Okay, I was getting some of the actual tokens from that event as well, and running tokens, because I was getting some venoms in there, which was actually kind of nice as well. Talking about venoms, we're going to move over to the gear and show you how the gear's looking. And the gear is looking rather nice, to be perfectly honest with you. Let's go ahead and jump into this firewall. I'm going to go ahead and put a jewel in, because I did pick up a jewel before I started this video. So that's kind of cool. So we'll talk a bit more about that in a moment. But yeah, no, we've gone ahead and got another jewel there, so that's good. Now, you see this level 60 gear that I've kind of like tagged up at the top. This is the gear, of course, I will be wearing once I do reach level 60, which is a bit of a grind, but we're working on it, so we'll get there eventually. And the good thing about these jewels that you can see inside my gear here is every single one of them at the moment is blue, which is really good. And you're probably looking at this thinking, yo, how on God's green earth have you managed to get loads of blue jewels? Did you get gifted again a bunch of jewel chests? Well, the answer to that question is actually no. The way I did that was this morning I decided to open up my guild coins, and since I started playing this new account 40 days ago, I've accumulated just over 8 million guild coins through guild scrolls and pressing help, and you know, the normal ways you gain guild coins. And considering Guild Fest is only just finished and it's another couple of weeks away, I don't need to worry too much about having a good amount of guild coins on hand for any quests. So I decided to go ahead and get my jewel chest today, and I got 86 jewel chests for all of the guild coins I had. I think I had like 8.6 million guild coins. So I opened up those jewel chests and I got a whole bunch of jewels. And like I've told you guys before, that is what a free-to-play player should be spending their guild coins on. Save them up, guys, until you get a good amount, enough for like 100 chests, so 10 million guild coins, and then blow them on jewel chests. And then you can see I've actually managed to almost get a full set of blue jewels in my gear, and that's going to help the stats quite significantly. Starting off this video today, I opened up some chests I got from the Hell event, and I managed to get myself a gold glowing eye, which is an extremely nice drop. In fact, it's so nice that I can actually go ahead and divide down that gold to 8, and we now have enough ultra rares for a purple pair of Dragon's Talons after only 40 days on the free-to-play account. That's through doing events, the collaboration events, all the ways in, I think it was the Pacific Rim one, getting all those monstrous chests. They helped out a bunch of, or whatever they were, all of the ultra rares, the bargain store, all of the things we done to basically try and push as much ultra rares as possible to get the gear up. And as you can see, we're practically there on the purple. Of course, I do still need to get some crusty horns, but you know, these ones tend to drop a little bit more common from the monsters and the chests, so we shouldn't have too much trouble getting these other items. It's the ultra rares which are the hard bit. So yeah, purple talons after 40 days is kind of wild. You can see I've also got a purple scroll, which is really nice. The cup is actually almost ready to go to blue. We're still waiting on a couple of halos, but we're almost there. The blight ring is ready for blue, but we're still waiting on some of these mega barbs. And as far as purple goes, 1 out of 7, so nowhere near on the purple yet. The mitts, of course, we want to get those cookies out of the oven, so we do need the mitts. Purple is 2 out of 4, so we're halfway to purple mitts, which is pretty good stuff. The firewall plate is practically ready for blue. We just need a few more of these little refined gunpowders and we should be ready for a blue firewall plate. We're 3 out of 8. I'm almost got enough to move another one up, so I would say almost halfway to getting the purple firewall plate as well. The beast helm is ready for blue. Again, I just need the other items, and we're halfway towards a purple beast helm with 5 out of 10 bloodsuckers. As I said earlier, I pulled a gold bloodsucker the other day, which is extremely nice. And also, again, I didn't expect this, but you see the bumble helm down here? The bumble helm's ready to go to blue, which is kind of wild. A blue bumble helm in 40 days. And then we've got the purple here, which is 3 out of 10, and we're close to moving another one up there. So almost 4 out of 10, so not quite halfway, but we're certainly making some good progress on getting ourselves a purple bumble helm. And of course we have like a windbone coronet, etc. But like one thing I said before, and one thing I've actually done, is prioritized the admin gear. The admin gear has taken priority over any kind of free-to-play war gear. You can see here that if I look at my construction set right now, you can see 2 gold sentinel circlets. I've also got a third one here, a purple. I'm working on it to get it up to gold so that, you know, in the future I have as much construction speed as possible when I'm changing buildings around. Most importantly, of course, the research set. We have 2 gold flutes, and I'm not building the vice grips just yet. They use the same materials as the flutes. Instead, I'm building a 3rd flute ready for when I get my storehouse to level 25. I can open up my 3rd accessory slot. I'm going to want to put another flute in there. Forget the vice grips for the moment. Let's get the flute sorted out. So we're going to go ahead and keep working on that and get this thing to gold. So when I do open my 3rd accessory slot, I can bump up that research stat and bump up that construction speed stat, which is going to help me an absolute ton. There is another chest piece that's better than a gold Elder Garb, for example. I have started building it and then I stopped. It's this one right here. If I take it to gold, it is better on research speed than an Elder Garb. But again, the materials this thing uses is the same ones the flutes use, and the flutes are just worth way more. You get so much more research speed stat, so better to focus on the flutes for your research, okay? So as far as hero stages go, like, I mean, I've pushed through most of this. We're on chapter 6 at the moment on Prima Donna here on Elite, and over on normal we've actually pushed all the way to chapter 8, which is actually kind of good, but this one's actually very difficult. 8-2 is the one where all the archers come down and wipe your team, and if you haven't got enough HP in your team, you're not going to win. So we do need to try and level up our heroes a little bit more as far as like getting them to level 59, getting some extra items on them, that kind of thing. So before we can actually try and do this, it's quite a difficult level, this one. So it's a bit of a HP kind of checkpoint, to be honest, for your heroes. But that's how that's all looking. As far as troop comp goes, obviously there's no need or no desire to put a big troop comp on this account as of where we're at right now, at 40 million might. There's not much we could really hope to achieve as far as having a big troop comp is concerned. But you can see I've got enough here to have some fun in KVK. We've pushed up to 515,000 troops, which is 160,000 pretty much of each tier 3. And this is enough. I have no interest in boosting big numbers of T3 on my account because we know that's not a good idea. But as this is the highest tier troop I currently have access to, this is what I'm going to have to take to KVK with me when KVK comes around. And I'm going to want to get involved in KVK. I'm going to want that player XP to help me push up to level 60 so I can unlock my better gear and eventually push into tier 4s. I don't want to push into tier 4s until I get my level 60 open, because otherwise my tier 4s are going to hit like a wet Italian noodle. So yeah, we're not going to be doing that. But this should be enough to get involved in KVK, get some solos going, join some rallies and have some fun. Plus, not too high a comp that if someone does try to attack me, most of it will go to the infirms, and I can actually, essentially, I can hide my comp, which is very helpful. So another thing I want to mention as far as starting a new account goes is the Mirage Realm. The Mirage Realm is something I have open, and you might be wondering to yourself, but wait, Prince, you only get a 30-day trial on the Mirage Realm. How have you got the Mirage Realm open at 40 days? More importantly, how have you got the Mirage Realm open and still got it open until the 11th of September, which is practically a month away? Well, that's because I never activated it. When you first start playing Lords Mobile, you're going to get this pop-up to activate your free Mirage Realm, and my advice would be to wait until you've actually gone into your research building and upgraded the stats on your monster hunt tree, which takes a few weeks to get this done. Okay, so get your monster tree updated so you can actually hit a monster properly. Okay, maybe get some monster hunt gear if you're buying packs. If you're free to play, it's very difficult. This is all I've managed to achieve so far as monster hunt gear, and I think that's something IGG should change. I think monster hunt gear is an admin feature. It's not necessarily something that's going to help you in war, and I think for a free to play player, hunting monsters is a vital way to get materials and gems and research speeds and any kind of speed ups and RSS and all that kind of stuff. And I think IGG make it extremely difficult for a free-to-play player to actually build up any kind of quality of monster gear. So it would be great if IGG added more options and more ways for us to have access to these Slayer chests. I still think they should add a monster. Like, I really do. I think they should add some kind of monster to the map. This would be a fantastic addition. Again, I'm full of ideas for Lords, but not many of them are ever, or if any of them are ever considered or implemented. But I think it would be a great idea to add a monster for the actual hunter set. I mean, you could make a really cool looking like mob using that helmet and stuff. Like, you could actually use the gear to make the mob and put it on the map and let people hunt that to try and get drops for the Slayer gear. I think there's no reason why. I mean, if we can have monsters for all of the main war gear in the game, why can't we have monsters for the actual hunting of monsters? Yeah, I don't know. I think it would be a pretty cool idea though if IGG would do that. You know, it's obviously the game's been out for like 8 years. They've never considered it. Chances are they never will, but it would be great if something like that could be added to the game. I think it would be a great quality of life. And at this stage of the game, where there's not many new players coming into Lords Mobile, and most of the people that are setting up new accounts are existing players of the game, I mean, what's the harm in doing it? Do you know what I mean? It's I think that there's no harm in doing that whatsoever, to be perfectly honest. But yeah, that's how that's all going. So we've gone over the troops. I've shown you my heroes. I've gone over some research. Familiars are, I mean, when you're free to play, this takes ages. Like, and I mean ages. Like, actually ages to get this done. You can see I've been working on Aquarius since I opened up my familiar area. Level 48. I've only got 31 medals. I need to get it to 80 so I can open up the army talent. I saved up some red orbs to be able to open up this and level it up a little bit, but getting this done just takes an age. Unless you're, you know, spending on the game to push those things up, it does take a long time to get this stuff done. But we are still grinding on it. We're still working on it. Eventually we will get it. It's one of those things that, yes, you can spend to boost these up, but ultimately they can all be unlocked and all be leveled up free to play. Maybe not so much things like the pack 5s with the pack 5 familiars and any kind of familiar that requires these yellow orbs. It's a little bit more difficult. You can get some yellow orbs free to play, but yeah, they're very sparse and few and far between. The red orbs, they can drop. They lop a little bit more often. Can you pick up the red orbs? For example, in the current collaboration, you've got red orbs in here. You see there are yellow orbs too. I mean, don't get me wrong, there they are, but look how many you get. You get one brilliant talent orb for 10 of these. I mean, yeah. But then saying you get 1 for 5. So I mean, look, you can get them, but it's just a little bit more time-wise getting them built up enough to upgrade. It just takes a little bit longer, you know. But I'm not saying it's not possible to get pack 5 stuff open as a free-to-play. I think it is. Again, it's just time, that's all. But yeah, anyway, making sure I'm always doing events, trying to do as many hell events as possible. At the moment, I'm now out of speeds because I've done some boosting yesterday to take myself up to 40 million might. So I can't really push any more hell events at the moment. doing. It's kind of it's really weird being free to play. It's like a roller coaster. 1 minute you've saved up stuff, you can go ahead and boost, and you feel good because you're boosting, and then you hit the wall where you've used your stuff, and it's like, okay, I can't boost anymore. Now I need to go back into save mode, and then you're literally saving up speed ups again. So you can get to that point where you can actually do a few hell events, and you can do some boosting and stuff. So yeah, it's a bit of stop start, but I guess that's the life of free to play, right? Anyway, I still feel like it's a real good achievement where I'm at right now. I think the way my buildings are leveled up and everything's looking pretty good. We're getting closer and closer to C25. Right now the Paragon is open, and I'm really trying to make sure I stay in a first position right here. I will be keeping an eye on this over the course of the next 19 hours because I really want the 10 hero medals. So we definitely want this 100%. So I am making sure, and the speed ups of course, so I'm making sure I try and stay first place here. As you can see, we're just over the point where I'm first place here. I expect this person to try and push up. We of course will do our best to try and follow that if they do. Monster hunting, I'm at first place again, just over. I don't want to go too much, but you know, I've gone up enough to just be there. Merge packs, we're in second place right now. Labyrinth, I used some Labyrinth coins that I had, which was gifted to me the other day. I think someone gifted me 100,000 Holy Stars the other day, which is an insane gift. It was like 200,000 gems worth of stars. It was a mad gift that happened on stream. So I used those Holy Stars here, or some of them, and pushed up to 190,000. Hopefully that secures me that first place. And Familiar Growth, we're in third place. So Paragon is a really cool event. It's one of the reasons why I didn't boost to C25 off the rip, because if you are a lower castle level, you generally speaking get put into a ranking against players which are a lot smaller and also kind of more on your castle level. So you see, that's what's exactly happening here. If I was C25, I'd be in there with some bigger boys. So I want to make sure I hit that first place. And that's why I lowered my castle level and taking my time doing it, because I want to pull in some of these hero medals before I get to C25 and it gets a little bit more difficult. But yeah, guys, that's how everything's looking right now. I mean, I can't put the gear on just yet to show you any stats or anything, but this is the progress I've made in 40 days on my account, which is pretty good stuff. Obviously there was some other little gifts that came in. I mean, nothing crazy. I mean, like, we did obviously get a couple of passes, like, you know, I got these golden monthly passes. A couple of these came in. So again, these gems do help out a lot. Something that a general free-to-play player won't necessarily have access to. I mean, to be honest, I haven't smashed out a bunch of gems on research or true training and stuff. So the gems you see here are what I'm accumulating from probably these packs and stuff. But yeah, I did get these, and obviously that does help out a bunch. And I do understand some of you free-to-play players won't actually have access to that. So your progress might not be quite as far as what you see on this account today. But the most important thing is to not get disheartened and stay with the grind and keep pushing your accounts, and like eventually you get there. The only other thing another thing I was able to do, which you're probably looking at thinking, yo, how have you done that, is these gem buildings. You can see my prison is at level 22, my altar is at level 22, and my battle hall is at level 22. In fact, we can actually take it up to level 23 and possibly even level 24 here with the amount of books I've got, which is a lot of books. And again, you won't have access to all these books if you're straight up free to play, not receiving any kind of gifts. And obviously, because I live stream, people love to drop gifts on the account when I'm live streaming and stuff. So we've had a bunch of books and cuffs and soul crystals sent to the account over the last couple of weeks, which has helped out with me upgrading those gem buildings. And again, this isn't me just like, you know, bragging or anything. It's just letting you know that I want you to see my account and know that there are some things which are upgrading a little bit more than they would have been had I have not received some gifts. But I've always said to you guys, I'll be straight up with what's been sent to the account. We've had some speed ups, we've had some gem building items, we had some VIP, we had some of the gem packs in the store sent over too. So all that stuff has helped out an absolute ton. And thank you to the generous people in my guild that's helped out to help push the account up a little bit. But like I said, I've been on this account every single day, grinding every day. Even though I've had a few gifts put in to help out, which they have done, that doesn't mean that the work hasn't gone into the account to get it to where it is today. So yeah, a lot of effort's gone in to build this up to where it is now. And honestly, I'm enjoying this free-to-play journey. I really am. It's definitely a challenge. There are moments when I feel like breaking, but right now we are doing good. We're 40 days in, and yeah, things are going really well. Hope you enjoyed this video, guys. If you did, don't forget to press the like button and share with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, and I will catch you in the next one. But until then, you know how this next bit goes. Stay safe, everyone, and of course, Peace out.